I'm just standing up here, Mr. President, in support of Senator Paul's resolution. The word extreme has gotten thrown around here an awful lot. I just walked down the floor. What is being sought here is not extreme. Under the Clean Air Act, there have been extraordinary gains in terms of air pollution controls that have hundreds of billions of dollars have been spent over the last couple of decades to provide some much needed, much appreciated clean air all across the country. Are we 100% there yet? No. Are we a long way towards getting there? Yes. The issue before us today is, can we allow sufficient time for utilities that are spending these hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, to continue the process of retrofitting their plants and providing energy to consumers and businesses at a reasonable rate. Now, in the Midwest, where a lot of these plants exist, although this covers 27 states, we make big stuff. We make cars, and we make trains, and we make automobiles, and heavy machinery. It takes electricity to do that. Our economy is not based on maple syrup or wine from Napa Valley. It's based on major, huge industries producing what America needs to move people around and to create the kind of economy that all of us have enjoyed. It also provides a lot of jobs. We have spent literally hundreds of billions of dollars in complying with Clean Air Act regulations. And we have come a long, long way. There's nothing extreme to talk about here on either side, I believe, because the record speaks for itself. The question is, do these utilities that produce this energy that is needed to run this economy have time to finish what they've started? Senator Paul has basically said, look, this rule that's come out of EPA basically says you got till January 1st and that's it. I've got a plant down on the Ohio River that is spending hundreds of millions of dollars in retrofit. They can't meet this deadline. And they're now in the position of having to decide to throw this money away and waste everything that they've already put in, and they're halfway through the process, and close the plant down completely. 6 plants will close down in Indiana, it's projected, at increase in utility rates, not just to consumers, but to our manufacturers at the level of 20 to 25 to 30% increase in utility rates. At a time when our economy is struggling, is this something we want to add, particularly for industry that is committed to going forward, but just needs a little bit more time? That's the purpose of this resolution that's being offered before us. And I'm hoping that we will take a reasonable view of the gains that we have achieved over the decades that we have been at work, the clean air that we have achieved, the commitment to the goal, the final goal of the Clean Air Act, but doing it in a reasonable time frame and cost-effective way that doesn't throw our economy into a further level of distress in terms of the number of jobs that we need and the amount of money that has to be spent to achieve that. With that, Mr. President, I yield the floor.